Okay, so our next speaker is Zach.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm going to be introducing Keone area from Orangeville. His dream is to improve our oceans by inspiring others with his filmmaking, which addresses the 14th SDG, Life Underwater. His mentors are Aldo Bella with Mind Media and Mondo Webb with Little Known Stories Production. Both are filmmakers and have long been supportive of the team. Now we're going to see Keone's winning film.
Hi, my name is Keone, and I'm 16 years old, and I want to change the way people see our environment using film. There's a lot of things to consider when you're talking about saving our environment and creating a more sustainable future. But I thought it'd be a good idea to start with pollution, mainly because it can be resolved. As of right now, our oceans are one of the most significant driving forces that make Earth inhabitable for the millions of organisms, including you and me. Now, unfortunately, our oceans are being threatened by the massive amounts of pollution and trash that are being thrown into it every day. For this reason, I want to raise awareness on the effects of polluting through the art of filmmaking. Millions of people around the world are utilizing filmmaking as a way to tell a story and let others visualize their perspective. With that being said, I want to tell the stories of the many people who choose to save our environment in hopes of inspiring others to do the same. I think if you're able to change the way people look at life and change their perspective, that's how you change the world.
Now I'd like Keone and Mondo to come up and speak on the power of film to address the SDGs, why is film important, what can filmmakers do to address it, and what can you do. Thank you.
Thank you again for having me here. I appreciate this. I've been doing this for a few years. I can't keep up. Since the beginning, was it really? Okay. But I just want to say, at some point, they consider us as mentors, but sometimes I believe the roles are switching, and it's hard to distinguish between who's the mentor and who's the mentee, because you young people are sharp, you young people are present, and you're fearless, and you teach us, you teach me. So I just want to thank you. For being conscious and cognizant and woke enough to be able to express yourself by doing these videos and having something to say. I think little Greta Thunberg showed us all a couple of weeks ago. So with that in mind, I'm going to yield most of my time to young entrepreneur filmmaker here. But what I did want to say about his piece, it was so elegant in its simplicity. And I appreciate the fact that he only didn't knock me over the head with fish washed up on the sand or plastic bottles or Starbucks cups or ducks with oil on it. He showed me what it is and what it can continue to be. And it scared me because I thought, oh my gosh, if we keep on doing what we're doing, then that won't be. So I just want to congratulate you on the perspective that you took for your film. I know it's a couple of years ago, it's still very good and very powerful. So with that, I'm going to have my young filmmaker, entrepreneur, mentee, mentor come up and say his words. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to start a timer just in case I get off track. So I'm just going to be very straightforward. I'm not the outgoing person. I'm not the social person. I to try to inspire you to do the simple things that you can do every day to make a more sustainable future. Because I don't want to grow up and see a couple years from now that our ocean is just filled with trash and like oil. You know, it's something that could be prevented by just doing something really easy. And if I can just inspire one person, just one person, then
Commerce will join him. Please welcome Jacob as well.
There are more than 326 million people in the U.S. now, and according to research in 2018, 1.7% of the U.S. population has autism. That is about 5.2 million people in the U.S. My dream is to spread autism awareness so that people don't judge people with autism or fear them. Autism is defined as a developmental disorder that impairs communication and social interaction. Today I'm going to talk about someone who is moderately autistic.
And I feel like if we spread the message about autism, they'll be treated more like a human, because they are. Now, today my mentor couldn't make it with me, but she worked with Autism Speaks, which is a organization, a nonprofit organization that helps students with. My goal is simply either attending events like Walking for Autism, or even simply just sharing the word through social media. For example, something I've done to help support autism awareness before, like I said, doing a walk, was around the Rose Bowl, and it was a very life-changing event because everyone there was passionate. There were a lot of happy people there, meeting people with autism too. So they're just amazing people. Maybe I know know there's different types, and depending on it, they're all like us still in some way or another. It's a very great subject. So that's fun. Again, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here today. I'm very proud to be up here, and this experience has allowed me to see that us.
I don't want to take too much of your time as you know, his real mentor is away right now. Unfortunately, I will be here, but I'm looking forward to working with him in the future because in my work with the National Mental Illness, autism, there's a lot of advocacy organizations that focus solely on autism, so we generally leave it to them. But in my work, in development work, I find a lot of different therapies for different conditions, and so this is what I come across relates to autism. So I'm looking forward to spreading and sharing knowledge and looking forward to raise awareness about this because it's really just inspiring to see people. So it's really inspiring to see everyone here working to make the change we want to see. And thank you for coming out and with us.
Okay, now I'll hand it over to Elizabeth. Alrighty, I'm going to introduce Vincent Fields from Long Beach, California, whose dream is for the LGBTQ community to be accepted in our society. And this relates to Sustainable Development Goal number 10 on reduced inequality. Vincent has two mentors, Danny Mendoza with Whitman Walker and Taryn Kitchen with DC Center for LGBTQ Community. So here's Vincent's film.
We discriminate against people who are different, people who are straight, people who are trans, people who are LGBT. We bully them, tell them that they're weird, embarrassing, a disappointment. We tell them that they're wrong for just being themselves, that they don't belong here, they don't belong with us. But what defines us? Money? Skin color? Gender or sexuality? No. Because at the end of the day, we're all people. People who dislike some parts of ourselves. So why do we make fun of others for things they might be insecure about as well? What's so bad about liking the same sex, or realizing that your brain doesn't match your body, or even some form of both? Nothing. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing wrong with them. Because there is no them. There's only us. 22% through 38% of trans people have been harassed by the police. 78% of gender non-conforming youth experience significant abuse at school. 92% of trans youth report hearing sexist remarks from peers, and 89.5% of trans youth report not feeling safe in school. We need to start teaching teens about famous people in history that are in the LGBT community. Teach transgender teens about what transitioning does and what potential things can happen to their bodies. I am Jay Fields, and my teen dream is for everyone to be treated equally, no matter what their sexuality or gender may be.
So now I'd like to invite Vincent, Danny, and Taryn to come share a few words.
Hello, I'm Vincent, and my name was Jay, but I changed it, so sorry for the confusion. I'm 14, I'm from Long Beach, California, and I am also a trans guy, which basically means I was born female, and I'm going through my transition right now. And I was inspired to make this video because I noticed a lot of LGBT people are treated differently for just being themselves, and I was wondering bring awareness to the fact that we're just like everybody else and we deserve the same respect as anyone else. So,
Thanks, Vincent. Hi, I'm Danny, and I work with Whitney Walker Health, which has for over 40 years been proudly serving communities who are often critically left out of the healthcare system. We started during the HIV/AIDS epidemic, supporting LGBTQ plus individuals, and have grown since, and now have trans care navigators, and are at the front lines supporting trans people in medically transitioning and, of course, socially transitioning. I am so excited to support Vincent and am so incredibly inspired by him, and hope to support him in going forward and to help him keep dreaming and to support trans people, because trans rights are human rights.
My name is Taryn Kitchen, and I work with the DC Center for the LGBT community. I also work at a summer camp for LGBT teenagers. And I think LGBT issues too often get forgotten and get overlooked. So I really appreciated that Vincent took this sustainable development goal and took this interpretation of it to focus on LGBT issues and make sure that that is a piece that when we're thinking about inequality and how we're reducing inequality. I think this is going to be more and more important as we move into the future and more youth are actively identifying as LGBT. Just recently saw a new DC survey that in DC public schools, almost 20% of youth are identifying as LGBT. So I think that's a big difference from like my generation, even our parents' generation. So we're going to be seeing that shift a lot. So it's really important that we're all finding new ways to support and protect LGBT youth. I think a lot of times we as adults think we have all the answers and all the solutions. I think Vincent is an amazing example of youth having amazing ideas on what we can do. So we're going to pass the mic back to Vincent.
I also wanted to kind of bring awareness to ways we can help. Like for example, in history class we can dedicate maybe like just 1 unit to learning about the Stonewall riots, or maybe in health class, learning about not only safe sex for straight people, but also trans people and gay people, because like you don't learn about that at all. If you are young and LGBT, maybe you don't feel your safest at home, you can always go to your school's guidance counselor or an extremely trusted teacher, and maybe join an LGBT club at school, or maybe even start one if you don't have one already. Those are just some ways to help normalize being LGBT in general. So that'd be amazing. I also wanted to thank Linda and thank you, Ms. Milton, so much. It's an honor to be here.
Now we'll have Emma introduce our next speaker.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma Rippey, and I'm a senior from Washington, D.C. I'd like to introduce you to Aaron Levine from New York, whose dream is to reduce paper waste from the New York bus system. And here's the thing.
New York City, the Big Apple. Tourists travel from around the world to climb to the top of the Empire State Building or to take a walk through Central Park. But the 8.5 million people who call this city home have no choice but to contribute to the unnecessary waste produced daily by the MTA Select Bus service tickets. Over half of New York City's population takes public transportation to work and school every day, and for some, this includes the Select Bus service. The Select Bus service was created in 2008 to make public transportation faster and more efficient for daily commuters. In order to do this, riders of the Select Bus service use their Metro cards, New York City's bus passes, to purchase tickets from machines at a bus stop as opposed to on the bus once it has arrived. In principle, the idea sounds positive in reducing commute time for riders, but it can actually be very wasteful. In exchange for paying for a bus ride, riders receive a ticket to show they have paid. These tickets are single-use and typically thrown out as soon as the rider exits the bus. Sometimes, unfortunately, the rider will let the paper ticket fall to the ground and fail to pick it up. This leads not only to a waste of paper, but also a littering and sanitation problem. A fix for this problem seems fairly simple. Use electronics. Most New Yorkers own smartphones, so there should at least be an option to purchase tickets this way. Perhaps a rider could have to scan an app on their phone at a machine at a bus stop to receive a virtual ticket. The ultimate dream would be to eliminate waste from New York City's select bus service. This relates to the Sustainable Development Goals numbers 9 and 11, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, as well as sustainable cities and communities.
Okay, so unfortunately Erin was unable to join us due to a conflict with school. However, she met with a mentor, Catherine Catalano, from the Union of Concerned Scientists in New York. Catherine, can you come up and talk about your meeting with Erin and the importance of her dream?
Yeah, I'm very sorry Erin couldn't be here. I will do my best to do her dream justice. Pardon my voice. Erin, her issue really is so important in many people's daily lives. Sustainable cities, a real pillar of that is the way we get around in our life. Transportation currently in the United States is the largest source of climate emissions from any sector, and a really important piece of reducing that in our cities is getting as many people using their transit systems as possible, and to make those transit systems as efficient as possible as they can be. Sometimes when cities are solving these problems, there are unforeseen consequences, such as the paper waste from the select bus system. So Erin is a wonderful transit advocate for appreciating her system and recognizing ways that it can be improved as well. We met last week in New York, up there for Climate Week, which is a great kind of backdrop to have this conversation. And we talked a lot about ways that we can make change as a transit advocate. I work for the Union of Concerned Scientists. I run the campaigns for our Clean Transportation program and work with transit advocates all over the country. And one wonderful thing is that the people you need to convince aren't in some office away here in Washington, D.C. They're in your city, and they're sitting in an office building somewhere probably that you can get to by bus, hopefully. And they are there to listen. And I think teams all over the country that have opinions on the ways that their transit systems can be improved and the way their cities can be improved can, get out there and communicate with these people. And a lot of the time they want the same things that we do. They just need new, fresh ideas. So Erin and I sat down and put together a campaign plan and who she would need to talk to sort of make these changes. And she's excited to get working on that probably as soon as she's done with her CT prep. So, I'm really inspired by her dream, and I hope that you all were too.
Erin did send us a short little video clip of her, but we may show it later if we can figure out how to technically do that. So let me go ahead.
Thank you, Catherine, for speaking, and now we're going to have that.
Hello again. This time I'd like to introduce Pau Ramirez from Catalonia. His dream is to improve the world's environment by limiting the waste of water. Therefore, he is focused on the 12 SDG, consumption and production. We've introduced Pau to both Frida Karamova with the Water Research Foundation, who's actually a former co-creator, and to Katie Mackey of the U.S. Water Alliance. Now I'd like to ask Kyle and Katie to come up and speak about the role of water in today's world.
So, hello everyone. My name is Kyle. I'm a student from Spain, Catalonia. And this is my mentor. Yeah, it's an honor for me to be here and to be part of this whole experience. So yeah, my project was, this project allowed me to connect with such great people like you all and learn more about like other global issues that I didn't know about and that helped me like to be more conscious of what is happening nowadays. So yeah, my goal was the 12th goal, responsible consumption and production. And to achieve this goal, I created this simple action to prevent wastewater, and like this, being able to reduce our water footprint. From my point of view, teens can contribute on giving like a new perspective to the world and find other new solutions that could be also like really good. And yeah, so finally, I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, like this amazing experience.
Hi, my name is Kadan. As you can tell, Katie's not here, but she's here in spirit. I'm from the Water Research Foundation, and she's from the U.S. Water Alliance. And our organizations are focusing mainly on the research side of wastewater and drinking water. But the most important piece to take away today is that water touches all of us, from the moment you flush that toilet to the moment you open that tap water to get some water to drink. And the most important piece, connecting back to Kyle, is that he wants to become a doctor. But medicine has a lot to do with the water industry as well, as you probably all know. So we look forward to his future endeavors and making sure that he controls his water footprint and that of the medical industry in Spain.
So I want to introduce Marika Staley, a winner from the Seattle area, whose dream is to address clean energy as a way to address climate change. We introduced her to Julie Cerqueira, CEO of the U.S. Climate Alliance, as her mentor. This is a seminal issue of our time. Let's watch Marika's video. Julie, do you want to come up and speak on your video?
Hi, I'm Marika from Seattle. I care about and made my video about clean energy because it is the leading solution to climate change, or among the leading solutions. A future run by 100% renewable and clean energy is a reasonable demand and a demand that needs to be met with quick action. The looming deadline of climate change will come to an end, and soon there will be nothing we can do to reverse the damage. I've been a part of the climate change dream hunt here, as well as have been trying to make an impact in my neighborhood. On September 20th of this year, I organized a local climate strike. I found out that many students in my school and area did not know about the huge climate strike happening globally. About 100 people, students and adults, came to this strike. This gave me hope for the future. If one person can make a climate strike that 100 people come to in a week, then imagine how many people can be persuaded to support clean and renewable energy throughout the nation. I hope you'll join me and the millions of us who demand climate action.
Hi everyone, thanks for inviting me to be here. I have to tell you, I am so inspired by all of the videos that I've seen today. Vincent, you actually brought me to tears with your video, so thank you for sharing that. So I work with a bipartisan coalition of governors that are really fighting to address climate change, to protect your future, to protect theirs. I actually really believe that it is probably the defining challenge of my generation, and if our leaders don't find the courage to take action now, I think unfortunately it will be the defining challenge of your generation as well. I am so inspired by the video that Marika has put together because it's not only talking about the challenge of climate change, but actually proposing solutions, and clean energy is one of the technologies that we need to embrace in order to go forward. When I look at sort of the climate impacts that we've already been experiencing, in my lifetime alone, the United States has already seen $1.7 trillion in damages from severe weather events. Probably, I mean, you're all very young, so I probably exceed your age, but I'm actually not that old. And 1.7 trillion is more than the national economies of over 170 countries, just to put that in perspective, right? And so we're looking at major economic impacts, we're looking at lives lost, people who are losing their homes to wildfires and to storm surges, and it can be really scary. And so I think it's important for us to continue to focus on solutions like clean energy, clean transportation, and those are all solutions that exist today. The final point I just want to leave you with is, I just came back from Climate Week. There was the UN Secretary General's Climate Summit, and I have to tell you, the most powerful voices that were there were the voices of youth, hands down. So, and it's about youth strikes like the ones that Marika has organized. It was about the youth summit and people coming together. It's about people like yourselves and like Greta just being very clear-eyed and speaking truth to power, demanding action and demanding results. And we need you to keep doing that. And it's not fair to put that on you, but we need you to help our leaders be brave and realize that they owe you solutions. They owe you a future. So I just want to, encourage you to continue doing that and to see sort of your voice is really strong, make that heard. But you're also, embarking on what your future careers are going to be, and it's a wonderful way to just like live your life with mission and purpose, by actually working on something that you're passionate about, whether that's climate change or some of the other topics that we've seen today. So just as an adult who, has placed a lot of hope on our youth, just thank you for your leadership and for people like Marika.
Thank you guys. Now I'd like to bring up Ella to introduce our next winner.
Hi everyone, I'm Ella, and I'm here to introduce Diana Vicazar, who joins us all the way from Asunción, Paraguay. Diana's dream is to help the 200 million stray dogs with housing, addressing SDG number 15, Life on Land. She has started a wonderful organization in her country that addresses consumption and production, as well as life on land. We have introduced her to Jennifer Kotak with the Animal Welfare League of Arlington. Let's see her video.
for sustainable development, life on land. For many years, we have considered that this goal commits itself only to protect threatened species, biodiversity, and conserve ecosystems. But after analyzing this goal, I can say that this is one more step on the road to achieving a universal declaration of animal welfare. And when I talk about animals, I mean all the species, all the animals in the whole world. One of the forgotten species when thinking about this goal is the dog. There are more than 1 billion dogs in the world, and it is estimated that there are 200 million stray dogs. These homeless animals live in the street, despite the cold and the constant mistreatment of people. They are run over, but keep walking looking for a place to protect themselves. My biggest dream in life is that one day, all the stray dogs in the world can be adopted and have a good life. My plan to achieve this goal is to build shelters for abandoned dogs in the world. These shelters will be special because they will be built with totally recycled materials. The main goal will be to make people worry about the abandonment of dogs and recognize the importance of the adoption and recycling to care for our environment. This will be the process. People will collect the materials such as plastic bottles and milk containers. Then, the shelters will be built and placed in public places such as parks, so that the abandoned dogs can find it. People will get in touch with local animal shelters, and dogs will be rehabilitated to be given for adoption. Together, we can protect these homeless animals on land. I know you want to help me, so what are you waiting for?
Now we're going to have Deanna and Jennifer come up and say a few words.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Kotak, the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, and I just have to say it's really inspiring to be here with so many change makers. I've been with the Animal Welfare League of Arlington for 16 years, and one of my favorite jobs is actually working with kids. We have an Animal Allies Club, and we work with kids that have a passion for helping animals in many different ways. And I'm excited about Diana's video and her project because we see stray animals all over Arlington, and we're lucky to have the resources to care for those animals. I've traveled to many different countries, and I know that that's not the case. That there are many animals that live on the street. They don't have shelters. They don't have a place to go to be cared for. So I'm going to let you hear from Diana about her project.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Paraguay. I can say that I am passionate about environment, and I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to get to access environmental education since I was really young. But many people in my country, many young people, don't have the same opportunity. That's why I created Numariku, which means animal love. I created this community project so that I can share this opportunity of learning about environmental education with other teenagers in my community. And after 2 years, I can say that now we are an international youth-led nonprofit organization. We have chapters in countries like Argentina, Brazil, Costa Rica, Peru, Nigeria, the Philippines, and Vietnam. And I'm really happy to see many, other young people from these countries doing something positive in their communities and becoming agents of change makers. And I want to thank you all for being here and for giving me the opportunity to share with you my passion for the environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'm going to ask Rashini.
Hi guys, my name is Roshini Raguraman and I'm a senior at Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology. It's about 10 minutes from here, and I joined Linda and Kotak to the United Nations High-Level Political Forum this year. And our final winner of this celebration today is Zaina Topusbowski from Washington. And her dream is to support people in expressing themselves through art. as a way to reduce inequalities. And she has been matched with a long-term mentor who is a long-term friend of Teen's Dream, Almula Moldari. And now Zainab has joined us as a teen ambassador for the Arts Club. So let's watch her video.
Is anyone listening? The answer to that question changes depending on who you are and where you come from. Not everyone is heard, yet everyone has a story and an experience to share. And I believe that because everyone has their own unique experiences, everyone deserves a voice. For me, that voice comes in the shape of art and animation. A lot of people stray away from the arts because they think that they don't have the skill. But it's really less about skill and more about self-expression. And self-expression is very important in communicating our stories. My dream is to reduce inequality by making self-expression easy and accessible for everyone. I think discrimination exists in the world because people fear what they don't know. But it doesn't have to be this way. These life experiences can and should be shared. So I want to go into the field of digital art to use science and technology to enhance the way we create art today. Because I believe art should be less about skill and more about opportunity. It should be an opportunity for everyone to share their own story. And I want to provide these new tools to the people who don't get a chance to voice themselves. And that way we can hear the messages of all types of people, regardless of race, gender, sexuality, religion, and socioeconomic status.
That was fantastic. Oh my god. Zainab and Almo, can you please join us?
Hi everyone. So I'm Zainab. I'm 18 and from Seattle. And first, I want to say that this was like a great opportunity for me because I was able to meet so many amazing people and like pick up so many different goals. So that was probably like the best part of this experience was meeting people and, as my dream stated, hearing those voices. So what my video is about, or what's inspired by, are all these like unique human experiences that exist that I can't comprehend because consciousness is like you can't really share it, but art is a medium to get as close as you can to sharing that. So really the focus of all this is the desire to self-express and the desire to understand others' self-expression. So after creating this video, I was paired up with my mentor Almula, and we thought, like, how can we make this dream a reality? And so one thing that I sort of highlighted in my video was the use of technology, because I want self-expression to be accessible and easy for people, which is why I'm going into computer science, because I want to make like technological advancements for people's way of sort of sharing their feelings and emotions. And so we thought, you know, if I'm going to be working on a project, it should be something that that I can work on easily with, something that I have like resources to. So we thought, why not share the different stories of people in the technology field, in the STEM field. So would you like to sort of, we can talk a little?
Sure. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you, hello, my name is Almula. I'm the president and founder of Global Art LLC. First of all, let me tell you, it is my absolute privilege and pleasure to serve in this organization and also to work with Zainab, who is an amazing individual who's just so responsible and such a powerful young adult. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, guys, first of all. And I mean, what a powerful message, isn't it? Just very simple. Is anyone listening? It's so powerful. So I am very much affected and touched by her message. And to amplify this, as Zeynep said, we actually are kicking off another fantastic project. And the project is called Diversity and Equality in STEM. Of course, there's statistics and factual figures, but you know what? We all know those things. We just want to hear your individual story. Does your ethnic background, just how does it make you feel? Does it actually affect your decision in STEM? Does your gender affect your decision to venture into this field? We want to hear from you. We want to hear about your triumphs, your fears. So I'm just going to invite Zeynep back again. And we're so excited about this. She's going to talk about how you guys can contribute to this grassroots project. Thank you so much.
So basically, I'll first talk about like the way I started this. So I decided to interview people because I wanted to hear their different stories. And so what I found is that actually a lot of the voices that we don't hear, more like the underrepresented groups, have usually they want to work their ambitions into a goal that's greater than themselves. So specifically in technology, we found that there's more interest in, for example, using supercomputing to determine climate change and weather patterns, to help climate change, or designing, advancing AI to diagnose wounds with just an app. So we found a lot of these creative ideas from the people who were most underrepresented, which is why self-expression and like hearing people's voices is so important. And so I guess to like advance this project, Almula and I, we wanted to sort of invite more stories about your experiences in your fields and anything that you think that like your identity impacted, how your identity influenced your journey. We made an email account, so we can send it to startstem1@gmail.com. If you have like any thoughts to share about like your own personal journey. And we're hoping to maybe like publish these on a website in the future because, to show how like not everyone gets the opportunity to sort of share the stories in their day-to-day lives, the stories that aren't really captured in statistics. They're not heard, but we want to make them heard because that's my dream. So that is why we initiated this, and that is why it's so important to listen to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Zach to come up and introduce the Dream Hubs.
And before Zach comes, Zach, come on up. Let's see. We are going to see if we can play this thing that Aaron's doesn't work. Okay, sorry, Maria. We may do it later at the end. So, also I want to recognize, is Matt still here? Matt, thank you for coming. Matt is our Arlington County Board member. I know you guys are super busy, so really appreciate you showing up. And I think Eric Gutschel is going to try to join us, but I don't think he's here. But Matt, thank you so much for coming.
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to introduce our Dream Hubs and talk about them a little bit more. So first, let's give another round of applause to all of our winners. So our Dream Hubs are one of the bigger goals of this project. As opposed to the kind of perennial Teen Stream video contest, we really want to keep these kids engaged year after year. So after participating in the Teen Stream video contest, we try to get as many submitters engaged in these virtual rooms as possible to keep them engaged and to keep their visions and dreams being developed. So this past year especially, we have significantly ramped up our work on our Dream Hubs. with interns like G and I working 15 hours a week on all 7 of our dream hubs. So we use virtual rooms, which you can see on the screen here, which is pretty much like Skype. We use a special platform called Whereby, where up to 12 people can meet in a virtual room at once, which is what's on the screen right there. So I'm going to introduce the Education Hub now, which is a group that I worked with over this summer. So this group is led by previous winners Maria from Romania and Didit from Indonesia, as well as their mentor Bibiana, who is from Colombia. So this is an international group that focuses on quality education. And we run into a few complications because this is such a broad topic. But we have done work in the past on topics such as educating more females globally, making education more interesting globally, and tackling learning challenges such as dyslexia. So because this topic is so broad and spans the whole world, we haven't had very much problem finding teens and mentors who want to be engaged, but we have had a lot of trouble getting teens into these virtual rooms talking about these issues, especially since we have so many different time zones in this group. So if you have any teachers or students who you think might want to get involved in quality education, please let us know. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over now to our teen ambassadors and mentor for the Arts Hub, Sophia, Zeynep, and Almula.
Hello, I'm Zeynep, as you already know. And then behind me is Sophia and then Almula. And we will be talking about the Arts Hub. So seeing the problems we face today in the world, sometimes I feel overwhelmed. The size and intensity of their impact can make us feel hopeless, rendering these problems impossible to solve. But these problems aren't black and white, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Sometimes there are no hard lines, no solid answers, because the world just isn't logical all the time, so we need to be creative. And so it's this kind of unconventional, outside-the-box sort of thinking that can begin to tackle the issues at hand. And the Arts Hub really fosters collaboration. It encourages the sort of creative thinking because it's a welcoming environment where artists can come together and sort of propose how to take action using their own artistic voices. Oh, and now Sophia will add about like her personal experience.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophia, and I've been part of Teen Dreams for a while. I was a winner from 2016. And so arts means a lot to me. I'm sure you guys can tell every time you see me I have a different hair color. But it's my form of expression, and my favorite art, the one that I do, is dancing, and that's also my expression. I work with J.O., as you guys saw the song earlier, on a variety of things, and right now we're working on an Earth Optimism song for the Earth Optimism Summit later on, and you guys probably just have to stay tuned to that. But for my personal story with the arts, what you guys don't know, you guys see me as this confident person, always having everything matching, hair, outfit, really cool, but in reality, growing up in school, every time I had my hair a different color, whenever I did something, I was bullied for it. And through finding a dance group, a dance club, and through finding Teens Dream and a soccer team, which I find sports to be a form of art as well, I was able to find confidence in myself and radiate that confidence and give a voice to other people who may not have one, and give that voice to express themselves, just like Zeynep was saying. And that's just like a touch on the story, but I'll pass it on to Almula.
Irrespective of country borders, looks, colors, politics, and life choices, we're actually a lot closer to each other than we think. That's why we decided to name Arts Hub as Coalition 17, to reflect on the UN's 17th and final SDG, Partnership for the Goals. If you too are a believer, like us, you believe in the power of humanity to achieve all of these goals that we talked about today, please join our Arts Help Coalition 17, because only together we can. Thank you. Our mental health hub, Brian, Marina. Gustavo.
Hi everyone, thank you again for joining us. So we're the Mental Health Hub. We for Change Stream. My name is Gustavo Guerrero. I'm joined with, I'm joined by Ryan Chalmers, who's an ambassador for the Hub, and Marina Kura, who's also an ambassador for the Hub. We formed last year and have been working together on the Hub since then. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and raise awareness among teens about mental health and work to destigmatize through education, awareness, and having open discussions. So this collab is an amazing opportunity for teens to accomplish their goals with the support of that they need, help grow their community to address the mental health crisis that is occurring in the United States, especially in the teen population. And logging myself out of my phone, they learn fundamental life skills to exceed at everything they do at the same time and really help to build movement and raise awareness and provide education. So, Ryan?
Hello again. As you just said, I'm Ryan. So I've been a part of this Dream Hub for a year now, and in this year we actually accomplished some things, and I feel like we were very hardworking, consistent with meetings and just, collaborating with each other, which I'm very grateful for because, Gustavo's kind of busy, but he makes things work, so I'm proud of him. Okay, but in the past year, we actually, at my high school, we started the first West Coast Our Minds Matter Club by the Josh Anderson Foundation. And this club is basically to change the culture of mental health in our schools and try to destigmatize mental illness. And hopefully, as the year goes on for this school year, I will actually start developing school events for the school and just have positivity days or mental health stigma awareness days. And then we also are implementing Ending the Silence presentations into middle schools in my district in Southern California. And those are actually created by NAMI. And Gustavo has been helping me out with that and trying to connect me to people from NAMI. And me and the intern, G, by the way, is amazing. I love G. We attempted to create a social media campaign called #Teen4Wellness, where kids submit certain types of videos on social media to break the stigma around mental health and to spread positivity. And we worked really hard on that, I believe, in my opinion, but sadly it didn't go off. But if anyone would like to help try to start that up again, that would be great, and you can just talk to me after the presentation. And we are very excited to share our most recent project by our most recent member, Marina.
Hi, I'm Marina, and this is my first year with Teen Stream, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about my past and about our newest project. So, I've struggled with mental illness for years. However, I got the help I needed. Others in my community aren't so lucky. Mental health has been treated unjustly as a second-class citizen to physical health for decades, and I was ready to take action. At first, I wanted to ambitiously integrate online therapy to my middle school, but after discovering the flaws that held, we searched for a more suitable solution. With your help, we can create an app included on students' iPads to provide teen-friendly resources and information to connect students to easy, accessible solutions such as helplines, apps, organizations, and more. If this sounds interesting to you, or you would like to learn more, please come find us after this presentation. Thank you all so much for coming, and we greatly appreciate your efforts to incubate global change with Teen Stream.
We are eager to talk to you all after if you have any questions or comments. Together we can take a major step for mental health in our society and walk towards a better future. But most of all, we urge you to fight for what you believe in, stay passionate, and take that mental health day when you need it. Thank you.
Okay, why don't we have G come up to introduce our next group, Gender Equality Hub.
So I'd now like to introduce our Gender Equality Hub, which involves Fatima, Kat, Amna, and Cyril. Are you coming up as well? Yeah. So I would like to welcome Gender Equality.
Hi everyone, I'm Fatima, and I've been with the Global Collab for about 2 years now, and I am the Gender Equality Dream Hub Ambassador. So I think globally we all have experienced different challenges, like inequalities in political engagement, gender-based violence, the LGBTQ stigma, masculinity stereotypes, and social norms that are unaligned with equality. So in order to change these issues, the Dream Hub that I'm working with, which is gender equality, we're focused on encouraging open dialogue and action towards gender equality through youth-led initiatives.
Hello, my name is Megan Watson. I just joined the Teen Dream Collab about like a few months ago in June. So I'm kind of new to this, and for about a year we hosted bi-monthly webinars to address the overarching issue of gender inequalities. This collaborative space has designed a global platform for communities to empower one another and enact influential change for their particular needs.
So one of our past projects, which is really cool, was me, the ambassador, and Kathy, my sister Amna, who's in England right now. We developed a network of different organizations called IMRA, which stands for the International Movement for Resilience, Authenticity, and Activism. So it's a global female empowerment organization across the US and Ghana. And this hub encourages youth from around the world to begin similar clubs or an IMRA branch in their high schools or like universities or communities. So we had a lot of fundraising this past year, and IMRA is now supporting 17 girls to attend school in rural Ghana, which is really amazing.
And we are really trying to provide a youth outreach for this hub by launching an Instagram account. So on this Instagram account, we would have interactive posts, polls, just to engage your audience about the SDG 5 gender equality. And yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Sorrel King. I'm a former winner of the Teen Dream competition. Additional to creating social media, we will be creating projects and goals based on the Sustainable Development Goal of gender equality, refocusing on ending discrimination, eliminating gender-targeted violence, eliminating harmful gender practices, equal opportunities for all, reproductive rights, female empowerment, and overall equality for all. The Gender Equality Hub is something that we would hope to spread awareness for advocacy for LGBTQ equality, having intense conversations about gender and sexuality in order to advance equally for all, when understanding unrecognized groups of people who look for representation as a key part of visibility, who are marginalized, restricted of power, discriminated, or historically excluded in the United States. For example, we will have speakers come on our platform twice a month to discuss on different issues and projects, including but not limited to economic exclusion and discrimination, health and LGBT, gender equality. And right now, I'm going to be passing the mic off to Kat, in which she would be speaking about ways in which we would foster relationships through this.
Hi, my name is Kat Meadows, and I've been working with Teens Dream in one way or another for about 4 years now, I think. And along the way, we've seen a lot of changes. We've tried out different platforms for Dream Hubs, we've tried different ways to engage teens, but throughout all 4 years, our mission has always been the same for this hub, and that's to foster relationships and build a community of trust where power differentials are minimized as much as possible. We believe in educating everyone and building that community where everyone is respected, no matter what their background is. And I think I speak for all of us up here when I say that we're so proud to be a part of this platform. And all of us here have been so empowered through mentorship and resources with this hub. And so now our mission is to continue to grow this hub out so that we can empower other young people like yourselves to believe that you can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Now I'm turning it over to our current intern for the Eco Teen Action Network, Abby Thompson, to introduce our Eco Teen Action Network hubs.
How'd you get up here? Where is this? Okay, here you are.
Okay, thank you, G. So I want to start off by, I'm Abby, the Eco Teen Action Network intern right now. But I want to start by recognizing here Brian Coyle, who you saw earlier in the video, who works at the Smithsonian with the CoLab in developing the Eco Teen Action Network. We launched this last December and have been working hard to build a network of teens locally and globally to address saving our planet with positive news about what teens are doing to address environmental themes. So I want to first introduce our Hunger Hub, Sydney and Ashley.
Yes, Bathsheba, thank you. Bathsheba is our mentor as well. So I'm Sydney Rico. I'm one of the ambassadors for the Hunger Hub, and basically a little bit about our purpose as a hub. We want to provide a space and a sense of community for teens just like us who want to make a difference about hunger, care about it, know that it's an issue for us as a world and for society, and we want to, like I said, give them a space to have materials that they need to advocate for hunger and make a change in their daily lives as well. So.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and here are some reasons why we're advocating for the elimination of food waste. A third of the world's food is wasted. This food waste contributes to 4.4 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions every year, which contributes to global climate change. And food is essential to human life, and it's something we all need to survive. So what we've done this year is we've done collaborations with the Plastics Hub at an open house in May. And we've also worked on holiday zero waste challenges, such as July 4th. And we've done food waste audits and share tables at our schools. And we've also worked on creating infographics to inform people how to eliminate food waste in their own lives. And so now, I'd like to touch on what we hope to do in the future as a hub. So we hope to collaborate with other teens in our hub that we've kind of invited on some infographics, some more, that we can use to both speak to everyday people hoping to make a change with their food waste and hoping to reach teens just like us who, like I said, want to make a difference about food waste in their communities to contribute to zero hunger. I'll hand it over to... Okay. So the Zero Hunger Hub has served as a chance for us to get up and do something about the issues we care about instead of just letting them pass us by. And we really hope that you will join us in working against food waste and hunger here in our own community. Feel free to talk to me, Sydney, or Bathsheba afterwards about how you can join. You can also join our virtual meetings every Sunday at whereby.com from 3 to 4 p.m. And you can also check out our website as you saw earlier. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now our Climate Hub. I want to introduce the Climate Climate Hub Ambassador Marika Staley, and our new teen ambassador with her is Ava Lycott, who is from Boston and couldn't join us, and others here who have worked with the Climate Hub. So if you've worked, I don't know if Kayla's here, yes, anybody that's worked on climate issues, if you want to stand up and come up and stand behind Marika, just to show.
Hey, hi, I'm Marika Staley, an ambassador of the Climate Change Dream Hub, along with Ava Lykick. This hub began January of this year with the goal to work with existing organizations to engage teens to tackle global climate change. Climate change is now affecting every country on every continent and is touching nearly every aspect of our lives. Today, and without dramatic action now, global temperatures will likely rise by 3 degrees Celsius and threaten our future, especially those of teens like us. Knowing this information, we need to act on all fronts. All of the solutions are out there, and it is our job to utilize them. Our hub is a resource for any teen willing to get involved with the climate change prevention effort. As a part of this Dream Hub, we have begun to reach out to local climate organizations asking to join our hub. I have benefited from this experience by collaborating with other teens who have a shared interest of saving the climate. We meet Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can see the Climate Change Dream Hub page for more information. I hope you can join us.
We're looking for a mentor for the Climate Hub, if anybody has any ideas.
Now I want to introduce the Plastic Hub team leaders, Krithika, Kayla Peele, and their mentor, Miriam Ganari. You guys please all come up.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Peele. I'm a junior at Yorktown High School in Arlington, Virginia. And I guess we're going to do a quick introduction because we have a lot of our members here tonight.
Hi, I'm Krithika. I'm also one of the ambassadors of the Plastic Hub, and I'm a junior at Thomas Jefferson High School.
I'm Sydney. I'm a Plastics Hub member.
I'm Ashley. I'm also a Plastics Hub member.
So just to get us started off, I'll speak to kind of our purpose as a hub. It's kind of similar to Zero Hunger in that we want to provide a space and resources and connections and community among us and our other hub members for teens who want to make a difference in plastics. And my co-members will tell you a little bit about the efforts that we've been doing recently and how people can contribute to that. So take it away.
So the first project we ever worked on was our open house on May 18th, and that we basically made that with the goal of connecting passionate teens about climate change and lots of different issues from around the DMV area. And so that happened on May 18th of this year at the Smithsonian National Zoo, and we had over 17 organizations represented as well as over 70 people there. So that was our first main project, and we think it went really well.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about our newest initiative, which is a proposed Reusable to Go box program at National Landing, which is the surrounding area of Amazon's new headquarters in Arlington. So we've modeled it off the success of reusable go box systems in Portland, Durham, North Carolina, New York City, and several other college campuses across the country. And we believe that this is a unique opportunity to develop a framework for the implementation of an affordable, sustainable, zero-waste alternative to the traditional takeout container many of us use every day.
So this is especially important in the Virginia area, where the use of plastic bags, straws, and styrofoam is completely unregulated, unlike our neighbors in DC and Maryland. So I'd like to turn it over to our hub manager, who would like to say a few words.
Thank you. The first thing I'd like to say is just as an overall thank you for your all being here today. I look across the room and I see great diversity, and it is diversity of backgrounds and beliefs that are going to solve a lot of these problems. We're talking about something that seems very simple, but what it really is, it's all about economics. And the future is a circular economy, which connects all of our hubs through sustainability. I have not been a mentor for a global collab for even a year yet, and yet I have seen more movement on the issues of sustainability in food waste and packaging than I have in the 10 years I have been struggling on this issue. On April 6th, we showed my documentary and had a fantastic discussion afterwards. And one of the things I said was that the time has come to turn it over to these young people. Because I had seen personally the impact that a young person could have with a petition, showing up in a legislator's office, organizing their friends and neighbors to speak to their churches or their schools. Fairfax County had a young boy who gave a speech, and like 8 months later, they got rid of all the styrofoam trays. Just recently, Fairfax County's high school students made it so that Fairfax will have solar panels on all of their schools. These are significant changes. These move the needle. And when I see these young people standing in front of big organizations presenting ideas to companies like Amazon, well-researched, well-informed, with everything at stake, it's really their future. So again, it's time for us to make them proud. I think somebody said that. I want you to be proud of us. I want you to be proud of Linda. I want you to be proud of Brian. I want you to be proud of us and know that we gave everything we could to provide a platform for you to raise your voices. And now that's our commitment. And we do need mentors. It's critically important. I turned over all of my contacts. I opened up my book and I introduced them to everyone I knew, hoping to achieve a goal. We all need to do that. We all have a list of resources and contacts, and it doesn't take an awful lot of time. And trust me, it is far more inspiring than watching the news. Thank you.
Fabulous. I was going to show this earlier, and Zach, I'm going to need your help, but can we just go backwards on the slides? There's a video that I want to show to introduce Brian Coyle of the Smithsonian. Brian, raise your hand. Okay. So they've mentioned our event at the zoo, and the zoo video, if we can find it, it's way back there. But I just want to show it. There you go. Okay, we're going to show this. This gives you a little background to what
I'm here with Brian Coyle. Brian, tell us a little bit about your involvement here today.
Sure. I'm from the Smithsonian. I work with the Conservation Commons in their Earth Optimism program. And Earth Optimism is an effort by the Smithsonian to really highlight what is successful in conservation and solutions and share those stories with others so that we can replicate, scale those up. So what we want to do is to have a more positive message to make sure that we engage people and we get them motivated to participate in collective action. Part of that, for sure, is reaching out to youth and empowering youth and working with the next generation of leaders. And so we're doing that in partnership with a local NGO, the Global Collab Network. And we work with teens. They come together from different schools, different environmental clubs. They design their own program, their own conservation campaign, and then they implement it. And we help to facilitate that through virtual meeting rooms, connecting them with other organizations and resources they need in order to be successful. So most of the teams we work with are already leaders in their own school, but they want an opportunity to have greater impact, and that's what Earth Optimism is really about. It's scaling up, replicating. And so this is our first open house at the zoo, and you can see it's very successful. We've had lots of teens and adults coming in, learning about all the different school groups in DC, Maryland, Virginia, who we're working with, and they are sharing all the different great work that they're doing. So it's been a really big success so far.
Well, with all the news stories coming out lately, this could come at a more impactful time, and you're really generating the next version of leaders in this country.
Yeah, that's right. And so everything that we do is team-led. So we're just here to help them, guide them, provide the resources that they need, because a lot of them are already super organized, mature, and confident, and they're ready to lead. And so we can just show them how they can connect with different groups and where to find the resources they're more than capable of being very impactful. And it's been, for me, very inspiring to work with them. And they love to work with the Smithsonian. It's their institution, so we also want to make the Smithsonian available to them, responsive to them. What do they think that we need to do for the future? Because they're the ones who understand that best.
Tell us more about the hat. Let's see, we have the food conservation, plastic, waste, recycling.
So my daughter made this for me this morning. And so we're also doing a pilot program here at the zoo today where instead of having the regular metal, garbage, and recycling containers out along the trail, we've moved a lot of those from certain areas around cafeterias, and we have a volunteer who's stationed at our resource recovery station. And all the people who are bringing their trash have to go and meet with that person and learn about recycling and composting and then landfill waste. And so we can divert it very deliberately into each of those different categories so that we make sure we maximize our waste diversion. And so we compost all the food that's not being eaten. We make sure that all recycling is clean, that the plastic and cans are separated from the paper, and that we minimize the amount of landfill trash. And so, but in order to do that, you got to engage people. It's got to be fun, right? So we just have to be able to get people's attention. There's a lot of people just aren't paying attention, and so that's what we're piloting here. We hope to be able to do that on a more regular basis at the zoo coming in future years.
So it's about getting the people active and involved with what we already have. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Great hat.
Should have worn it today.
Okay, Jeremy.
Hi, everyone. So before I introduce the next activity, can we just get one more hand for all the hub ambassadors, mentors, and I know when you hear all the teens that come up and speak with such poise and grace that I can't relate to at all in my ears, it seems so easy, and it makes the efforts that they put in seem, that much more effortless, but it's really not, and that work should be commended. So again, thank you guys so much. And as someone who's new to the collab, I just wanted to share a few words about what I find so inspiring about these hubs. Not just the action and the solutions that come out of them, but I personally witnessed just today in this event 4 to 5 interactions among people that I've never met in person, but recognize each other immediately from their work within these virtual rooms. And those connections, I think, are just as valuable, if not more, than some of these solutions that are coming out. So it really speaks to the effort they're putting in, and Linda's plan with the collab as a whole. So if you look down on your table, you'll see these very large Post-it notes along with the markers you have in front of you. And so you see the corresponding SDG on your centerpiece, and I would just ask that you all take 5 minutes? 10 minutes, not some more time, 10 minutes to think back on what you found inspiring about the videos you watched, the remarks from the winners, your remarks from the hub leaders. Jot down some comments, any words that stuck with you, any questions you may have had, just about what you can do to continue these conversations, what you can do to push action forward. And for all the adults in the room, I'll add one question: what you can do to keep empowering teens, whether they're in your own household or in your community, is something that we should all think about. So 10 minutes, and we'll go around and share our insights, quick 30-second remarks. So we'll give you
Okay, 10 minutes, and then you'll have a 30-second show each table.
I just want to ask
Unless each slide has
take out certain
This kind of
try to at least normalize it as much as we can, because when you put like a spotlight on something, it's like making it like a huge deal, and then people are like, oh, I'm talking about this, like, you know, just mention it. It's nice.
Great job, and everybody, thank you to Greg, our photographer, and Don, our photographer. So I'd like Greg to get photos of all of your presentations, so just while you're presenting, smile, Greg, okay?
All right, Marika, I see you up here, ready to go.
Not putting solar on their house or getting an electric car. And we need a mentor for our group. And making specific goals and agendas for each meeting, so we're actually making advancements. And expand the word of our hub to schools would help, so that we get more people in it. Convince people of climate over convenience. So Faith made an example of her dad getting these big bulk packages because they're easier to buy and use, but maybe use like compostable boxes or bags instead. And we had practical solutions, which sort of relates to making solutions financially available. And yeah, just thinking of small but impactful solutions so that we can step by step just sort of make an impact in our communities.
Really short. Sorry, guys, we have very little time, so it's really short.
So now we came up with an idea for my bucket thing. And it is basically like a rain barrel from like what you have on a garden, like to save the water. And what we actually thought that is that if we would like sink under the bucket, it would be easier like for the people to use this water, because it is not very practical to take the bucket and water the plant. So that would be like a way to reduce the water footprint, and also to reduce the amount of plastic used. And like this, we could like recycle the plastic and all the buckets. And that's it.
Let's get the arts hub up here. I know they drew something special.
And then if another table wants to come up and line up, we can speed it up a little bit.
What we did, we kind of drew a story in addition to doing. So in our story, we start with like a problem. For example, Amazon fire. I'm sure we all heard about that. And so there's a problem, we hear the problem, we see the problem, and one person, a youth, somebody, does something about it, makes a change, and gathers more people to do that change, and it becomes an action. And we discussed that like many people in power, they do a lot of like shaking hands, speaking about the problem, making empty promises, but they don't do that action, and they don't do something and put forward something. So it's up to us to like rally, to protest, to actually make the actions ourselves. And that's how we'll get things done. That's it.
So we were from Table 5, which is the Gender Equality Hub.
And the biggest thing we talked about is how our dream is connected with every other dream in this room. Because you can't make these amazing climate change and zero hunger innovations without everyone's voice being represented. And in that, we talked about how we need to broaden our goals. So the Gender Equality Dream Hub initially was just about female empowerment, but now we've been expanding that to talk about body positivity and toxic masculinity and gender equality in education, etc. And again, just emphasizing the importance of how all of us in this room, all of the youth, is an amazing force for change, but that can't happen without the help of these mentors as well, who have learned these lessons and have like amazing wisdom to pass on to us.
You know, just come and line up so we can make this as quick as possible, sure.
More about Deanna's dream, and we were talking about how the most incredible thing, besides her building so many shelters, is how she managed to create so many partnerships across the world and reach so many other people to make her dream an even bigger idea.
Okay, so we did not completely understand the instructions. We wrote about other groups. We enjoyed listening to the art hub because we thought a lot of it was really interesting, and we loved how passionate everyone was. And I was really inspired by the idea and how specific and innovative the idea to like reduce paper waste in the New York bus system was to use electronics. I thought that was really cool. We also enjoyed the diversity of where people came from and came together. However, we did think of and wing a few other things about our group. So we would like to say that we are just hoping to like start the conversation and like destigmatize mental health in our society and just spread the word and talk about it, because that in itself will like destigmatize and make it a lot more friendly for people, especially teens, to get help and start doing it.
Hey, hi. So we're talking about Erin's goal of not using the single-use paper tickets with the bus system. We kind of just chose to think about Erin's goal in the context of all the other presentations or videos. So one thing we were kind of talking about, I'm just going to like list off a couple things. Rethinking efficiency, thinking about unforeseen consequences. I think, is my level of sound changing when I'm, okay. And then also focusing on diversity today. And one thing that's interesting, it's important to listen to all people's perspectives, because we can't just have like this one idea, because we're not getting like the full concept of what we're working towards as a whole, and how people in different situations can, like, I guess, contribute positively to certain issues. One thing also that I thought was cool, we were talking about STEM, and then we changed to STEAM for like art, and how that also kind of relates into STEM. Talking about how, like, kind of what Erin was talking about, environmental issues can kind of are in every sort of, like, it's in art or science, technologies, and like kind of everything like around us, any occupation stuff. So yeah, that was kind of a summary.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we need to keep them really short. We're going to be kicked out of here.
Linda, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to be 45 seconds or less. But we were the papers too. We were all over the map. So that's why we didn't bring our papers, and we're going to go, you know, extemporaneously. But at any rate, you know, just as we're all connected, we're all impacted. And we had a sustainable development goal number 14, life underwater. And as we are 70% water, at least as humans, you know, if we don't keep it simple, we just say respect the water, respect ourselves.
So we're from table 2 and 4. And first off, I just wanted to say like how impressive everyone's videos and like speeches were. So that's just kind of what we talked about. And we just wrote like the big points that we thought were kind of the main ideas.
You guys are amazing, thank you. So that was great, and I hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to show Erin's video because we finally got it to work. She made this yesterday just to say hi to everybody. She's one of our winners, the one that made the ticket issue in New York, and so we'll see, hopefully. Okay, you can't hear it. Sorry, what we're going to do is send it out to all of you by email in the thank you note. So if you want to watch it, you'll be able to click on it. I think it's not going to be loud enough. Okay, so I want you to know that these teens are amazing. These mentors are amazing. So if we give them a round of So we've just officially launched our 2019 video competition. This is our 6th year. And we've come a long ways over 6 years. And some of you were at our very first one. But this year, I want to say thank you to Brian Coyle, wherever he is. Oh, right in front of me. Brian has been my partner over the last year from the Smithsonian, launching our Eco-Teen Action Network from the Smithsonian and with the collab. And I thought it would just be really helpful to show this. I mean, this is a video, but it's really good. So we're going to end with this because our next competition is focusing on the UN Sustainable Development Goals again, but with a focus on Earth optimism in preparation for the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, April 2020. And what Brian will, very short, again, because we're running late, but he'll give us a short overview on April 2020.
In 2017, the Smithsonian and its partners hosted the first ever Global Earth Optimism Summit. The summit has been a really eye-opening experience, and it may be the pivot point where we sort of recognize that the alternative to optimism is giving up.
I am a teen with a dream. With teens' dream, I believe I can achieve. Again,
I got the idea to do this summit from working for a decade on getting rid of doom and gloom and focusing on solutions.
We're surrounded by success, and the challenge now is to take that to scale.
I am a physics teacher and environmental science teacher.
I am a DC ecologist and a technologist.
And we're here to represent Montreal.
What this conference is really doing is giving people the tools to find other people in their field that have solutions. And that's giving people so much hope.
I don't know that I've ever been at anything like this, where all day long we're hearing stories about solutions.
I think that each of us as individuals can follow the paths of scientists, artists, conservationists, and each other to make progress.
Most people know what the problems are, but we really do need to celebrate, encourage, and understand the potential solutions to these problems.
Just about everybody knows that change can be made, and everybody wants a better, cleaner environment, a healthier future. You know, and it's really just a matter of participating.
We're trying to bring science and the arts together to address conservation problems.
I make my living as an artist and a writer.
What if art could propose ways of thinking about the problems we face in a new way?
I'm especially excited to be here with Spy Orangutan. We call her Dr. Barute, who was named after one of the 3 amazing students that Dr. Leakey had.
The conversation is really shifting. And it's been really wonderful to see that hope sort of become really addictive.
You know, the trouble with pessimism, the trouble with despair as a response is that not only is it useless, but it's also no fun.
Possibility doesn't care if there are challenges. Possibility has attitude.
Okay, how many people resolve to do more to help in this issue?
It's my planet, it's my neighborhood, it's my beach, it's my ocean.
What am I waiting for?
So I think that. Believe it or not, we all have to physically be out of here in 25 minutes, so that includes all of our pictures with our teams, our grand prize winner announcement, cleaning up. So I'm gonna have to cut our program a little bit short here at the end. Brian, can you stand up and say 15 seconds? I'm so sorry about this. This is just very fast.
So as Linda said, in April 2020, we're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Earth Day at Smithsonian with a 3-day event, bringing in leaders and inspiring conservationists from around the planet. And the Ecocene Action Network is going to be collaborating with us on that. I want to also say that for that event, it's going to be zero waste. And we're going to have 100+ sister events around the planet. And we're also working really hard to have them be zero waste. And this is all really inspired a lot by what we've been doing with the Ecocene Action Network and just understanding how impactful that can be. And it's not just a one-off, it's not just those events that are going to be zero waste, but then using that as a platform to really encourage people to think about reducing the waste however they can in their lives going forward. And a couple other updates on things that are happening. We're going to be working with the Prince George County School District to help their high schools also strive towards zero waste, so start food composting programs in all the schools. And then just recently found out that we got a grant to do climate summits around the country, so we're going to do up to 10 youth climate summits around the country, focusing on cities that are, have different threats. So whether that's sea level rise, or it's forest fires, or it's melting glaciers, and that's all going to happen in March, and it's going to be done in collaboration with the National Museum of Natural History and with the Ecocene Action Network. So we're really excited about all these things. There's more I could share if I had more time, but anyway, thank you all.
Our whole effort has quadrupled because of Brian Coyle, so thank you, Brian. We showed the video, okay. So Caroline, I was going to have come up, but I think Caroline, for the black time, I'm going to just say it myself because we're super stressed here on time. We are a small nonprofit, so if any of you are inspired and want to contribute, we have lots of opportunities for you to write a little checkout or contribute to us on the way out. We run this whole event for about $12,000, which includes flying kids in from all over the world. And we have so many volunteers, so thank you. You can see all the people that have contributed. You all have contributed. I want to just say thank you. And Caroline, raise your hand, is on a new board member. And she has brought a lot of other young people, including Jeremy, to our effort, and she's going to be helping me with fundraising, which I'm very grateful for. We're going to ask our winners to come up here, but why don't we have all the winners come up? We're going to recognize you one more time. We need our photographers, all the photographers. We're also announcing we're having today an Earth Optimism art showcase. So teens all over the planet, as of today, are asked to make art, submit it to us electronically. And this is all on our digital platforms, our social media. And Stasia, Abby, Dayang, I want you guys to come up, and these are our current interns. Come on, Stasia, Abby, Dayang. These are our current interns who are helping me and the collab. And they've been awesome, so I want to say, just raise your hands and say thank you to them. So, okay, we're launching the video contest and we're launching the art showcase. And so, thank you, okay, that's great. Give them a round of applause. We're going to give each of the teams, they got $100. They got flown to Washington, they got mentors, and they're all amazing. So, okay, you guys can step down, the three of you now, okay? So I want to just give them each a certificate, starting with, this is not in any order, so Pau, okay, Pau Ramirez from Catalonia, okay, Marika Staley from Seattle, Washington, Madison Agraviador, right, from Long Beach, California. Diana Vicesar, is that right, Diana? From Paraguay, South America, a long ways away. Keone Carrion from Orangeville, Sacramento, California. Vincent Fields from Long Beach, California. Jacob Asmani from Long Beach, California. And Zeynep Topran Basti from Seattle, Bellevue, Washington. So we're going to get some photos, and then we're going to announce our grand prize winner. Actually, we're going to announce the grand prize winner first, and then get the photos, okay? So this year, in past years, the judges, the co-creators, decided on the grand prize winner, and we thought, well, what if we asked the winners to decide themselves? So we emailed them and said, you can't meet each other before you decide. You have to just decide. You can't vote for yourself. So I'm very happy to say that all of them were nominated, and it was incredibly close. There were, it was very hard. We had to have a secret meeting yesterday to figure out how to make this decision. But the grand prize winner, and I just wrote a check out just a minute ago, is Keone Carrion. These guys, they had a lot of bonding yesterday, I'll tell you. I saw the pictures. Okay, so we are now done. And congratulations to all of you. We're not about we're about empowering every teenager on the planet. So we do it with a video contest. We have wonderful winners, and we're so proud of you, but we're also so proud of all our submitters. So thank you guys. And we're gonna end with TeenStream. We have a new logo, new websites, both TeenStream and Collab. Thank you to Caroline for getting us a new webmaster, Dave Yoon. So we're gonna get photos. And I want to get a photo of all the winners without me, just them. And your TeenStream t-shirts, if you have them. We have new t-shirts, new logos. And then we have to be out of here in like 10 minutes. Oh gosh. So photos, and then I want to ask all the teens here to come up after we get a good photo of them. And I want to get all the teens, and that includes the co-creators, the ambassadors, and even friends of the teens that are not
nice to see you, Harriet.
like teens. So I want a picture of teens after this. So in the meantime, if David Abramowitz and all my friends could start to help us pack up, I'd really appreciate it. If David Abramowitz and all my friends could help us pack up, that would be great, so we can be out of here. Thank you for helping us clean up your table.
The centerpiece is on the table, and there's some boxes
By the front.
I'm basically set up. I'm just going to try to see.
Right, I'm Linda's brother, Tom.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, we just talked about it all day.
Oh, good.
Are you coming in for
Hey guys.